The courage to leave the familiar. In a quiet town, nestled amidst rolling hills, lived a man named Thomas. For years, he had built a comfortable life, surrounded by the familiar sights and sounds of his hometown. Yet, deep within, he felt a stirring, an unexplainable call to venture beyond what he knew. One evening, as he read the story of Abraham in Genesis chapter 12 verse 1-4, he realized that this call was not unlike what Abraham experienced when God commanded him to leave everything familiar and step into the unknown. Inspired, Thomas decided to trust God's call, even if it meant leaving his comfort zone. Genesis chapter 12 verse 1-4 tells us, "The Lord had said to Abram, 'Go from your country, your people and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you I will curse, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you.' So Abram went, as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. Let us journey through Abraham's call, exploring the themes of obedience, trust, and embracing the unknown. Through this prayer, may we find the courage to follow God's call in our lives, stepping into the divine destiny He has prepared for us. The call to leave. Lord, we begin by reflecting on your command to Abraham, "Go from your country, your people and your father's household to the land I will show you." Genesis chapter 12 verse 1. Abraham's call was clear but daunting. He was asked to leave everything he knew, his home, his family, and his comfort. Yet, he obeyed without hesitation. Father, teach us to recognize and respond to your call in our lives. Help us to understand that your plans for us are far greater than our own. When you call us to leave behind the familiar, may we trust that you are leading us to a place of blessing and purpose. Section 2, Trusting in God's Promises. Lord, in Genesis chapter 12 verse 2-3, you made a promise to Abraham, "I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing." These words must have filled Abraham with hope and anticipation, yet they also required immense trust. Father, help us to trust in your promises, even when the path ahead is unclear. Remind us that your word is faithful and true, and that you always fulfill what you have spoken. May our faith in your promises strengthen us to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are guiding our steps. Section 3, The Journey of Faith. Lord, Abraham's journey was not merely a physical one but a profound journey of faith. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 8 tells us, "By faith Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going." Father, as we embark on our own journeys of faith, give us the courage to walk in obedience, even when we do not see the full picture. Teach us that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. May we trust in your unseen hand guiding us every step of the way. Section 4, Leaving the Comfort Zone. Lord, stepping out of our comfort zones is often challenging. Abraham left behind his familiar surroundings, embracing the unknown with faith. In doing so, he became the father of many nations, fulfilling the destiny you had planned for him. Father, help us to break free from the confines of comfort. Teach us that true growth and fulfillment come from trusting you enough to venture into the unknown. May we, like Abraham, step out in faith, knowing that you are with us, leading us to greater heights. Section 5, God's Covenant with Abraham. Lord, your call to Abraham was not just about leaving his homeland, it was about establishing a covenant, a sacred agreement between you and him. In Genesis chapter 12 verse 3, you declared, "All peoples on earth will be blessed through you." Father, remind us that your call on our lives is also about entering into a covenant relationship with you. Teach us that through our obedience, we become conduits of your blessings to others. May we live in a way that honors this covenant, bringing glory to your name and blessings to those around us. Section 6, The Challenge of the Unknown. Lord, the unknown can be frightening. Yet, Abraham's story teaches us that the unknown is where your miracles unfold. In Genesis chapter 12 verse 4, it is written, "So Abram went, as the Lord had told him." Father, when we face the unknown, give us the strength to move forward in obedience. Teach us that the unknown is not a place of fear but a place of divine opportunity. Help us to embrace the unknown, trusting that you are already there, preparing the way for us. Section 7. Divine Guidance. Lord, you promised to show Abraham the land he was to go to. This assurance of divine guidance must have been a comfort to him. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5-6 reminds us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Father, as we navigate the paths you have set before us, may we lean not on our understanding but on your infinite wisdom. Guide us, Lord, and make our paths straight, as we submit to your will in all things. Section 8. The blessings of obedience. Lord, Abraham's obedience led to great blessings, not just for him but for all generations that followed. His willingness to trust and obey opened the door to countless blessings. Father, teach us the blessings that come from obedience. Help us to see that our willingness to follow your call can bring blessings not only to our lives but to those around us. May our obedience be a testimony of our faith and trust in your good and perfect will. Section 9. Strength in community. Lord, Abraham's journey was not taken alone. He took his family with him. This reminds us of the importance of community and support in our faith journey. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9-10 tells us, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up." Father, surround us with a community of believers who can support and encourage us in our faith journeys. May we also be a source of support for others, walking together in unity and love as we follow your call. Section 10. The legacy of faith. Lord, Abraham's faith left a legacy that continues to inspire us today. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 9-10 speaks of his faith, saying, "By faith he made his home in the promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God." Father, help us to leave a legacy of faith for future generations. May our lives be a testimony of trust and obedience, inspiring others to follow you with unwavering faith. Teach us to live for the eternal, looking forward to the city whose architect and builder is you, our God. God's assurance in times of doubt. Lord, even the strongest of us face moments of doubt. Abraham, though faithful, questioned how your promises would unfold. In Genesis chapter 15 verse 2-3, Abraham asked, "Sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless and the one who will inherit my estate is Eliezer of Damascus?" Father, remind us that doubt is a natural part of our journey, but it should lead us back to you, not away from you. Teach us to bring our questions and uncertainties before you, trusting that you will provide clarity and reassurance in your perfect time. The role of patience in faith. Lord, Abraham waited many years for the fulfillment of your promises. Genesis chapter 21 verse 1-2 tells us that you were gracious to Sarah, and she bore a son at the very time you had promised. Father, instill in us the patience to wait for your timing. Help us to understand that your delays are not denials, but part of a greater plan. May we grow in faith and character as we wait, trusting that you are working all things together for our good. Romans chapter 8 verse 28. God's faithfulness in the fulfillment of his promises. Lord, you fulfilled your promise to Abraham by giving him a son, Isaac. Genesis chapter 21 verse 6 records Sarah's joy, saying, "God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me." Father, help us to remember your faithfulness in fulfilling your promises. Let our lives be filled with the joy of your blessings and the laughter of fulfilled dreams. May we always give glory to you, acknowledging that every good and perfect gift comes from your hand. James chapter 1 verse 17. The challenge of sacrifice. Lord, Abraham faced the ultimate test of faith when you asked him to sacrifice his son Isaac. In Genesis chapter 22 verse 2, you said, "Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you." Father, teach us the importance of sacrifice in our walk with you. Help us to trust that you never ask us to give up something without a greater purpose. May we, like Abraham, hold nothing back from you, knowing that your plans for us are always for good. God's provision in times of testing. Lord, as Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac, you provided a ram in his place. Genesis chapter 22 verse 13 says, "Abraham looked up, and there in a thicket he saw a ram caught by its horns. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering instead of his son." Father, in times of testing, remind us of your provision. When we face trials that seem insurmountable, may we trust that you will provide a way out or through. Let us see every test as an opportunity to witness your faithfulness and provision in our lives. The legacy of obedience. Lord, because of Abraham's obedience, you reaffirmed your covenant with him. In Genesis chapter 22 verse 17-18, you promised, "I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me." Father, help us to see the far-reaching impact of our obedience. May our willingness to follow your commands leave a lasting legacy for future generations. Let our lives be a testament to the blessings that come from walking in your ways. Trusting God in uncertainty. Lord, Abraham trusted you even when the future was uncertain. In Genesis chapter 12 verse 7, you appeared to him and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." Yet, he lived as a foreigner in that very land. Father, when our circumstances do not align with your promises, strengthen our faith. Teach us to trust you in the face of uncertainty, believing that you are always at work, even when we cannot see the full picture. May our trust in you be unwavering, just as Abraham's was. The power of worship in our journey. Lord, throughout Abraham's journey, he built altars and worshipped you. In Genesis chapter 13 verse 18, it is written, "So Abram went to live near the great trees of Mamre at Hebron, where he pitched his tents. There he built an altar to the Lord." Father, remind us of the power of worship in our journey. Help us to build altars of praise in our hearts, continually lifting our voices in worship to you. Let worship be our response in every season, drawing us closer to you and strengthening our faith. Encouragement through God's promises. Lord, you encouraged Abraham by reiterating your promises throughout his journey. In Genesis chapter 15 verse 5, you took him outside and said, "Look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them." Then you said to him, "So shall your offspring be." Father, encourage us with your promises when we grow weary. Let us find strength and hope in the certainty of your word. May we always remember that your promises are sure, and you are faithful to fulfill them in due time. The importance of listening to God's voice. Lord, Abraham listened to your voice and obeyed your call, which led to countless blessings. In Genesis chapter 12 verse 4, it says, "So Abram went, as the Lord had told him." Father, attune our ears to your voice. In the noise of the world, help us to discern your guidance and follow your commands. Teach us that listening to you is the first step in obedience and that it leads to a life of fulfillment and divine purpose. Beloved, just as Abraham stepped out in faith, leaving behind all that was familiar to follow God's call, we too are invited to embark on a journey of obedience and trust. God's promises are sure, and His plans for us are filled with hope and a future. Let us commit to embracing God's call, no matter how daunting it may seem. Step out of your comfort zone, knowing that the one who calls you is faithful to provide, guide, and bless. As we walk in obedience, we open the door to unimaginable blessings and a deeper relationship with our Creator. Today, take that step of faith. Trust in God's promises, and let your life be a testimony of His goodness and faithfulness. Remember, every journey with God begins with a single step of obedience. Will you take that step today?